Okay, we are talking about QuickSCREEN Level 1 today. So this is pretty much just navigating and loading preset screens, just looking at the broad categories and what's the difference between screening something and just getting a display of it, and then maybe building and saving a simple screen. Okay, so here's QuickSCREEN up in our upper right hand corner. Let's bring that in to full view. Okay, here we go. First thing we want to do is just get familiar with the menus. They're pretty simple, frankly. File, so that really just means different screens that are already developed. Excuse me. And you have really two sides to that. You have the user screen, so that's some things you're going to develop on your own that you really want to track. And then on the right hand side is the ones that we've provided for you as FSA, and we just want everyone to use these. And it's broken up into categories, and this is really so you can do things quickly. Like, you don't need to know exactly the criteria when you see this one here, say for instance, dividend seeker. Without knowing exactly what we're screening, like line by line, we're pretty sure it's about dividends. So there you go. Take that for what it's worth. So let's just go through the kind of major screens that exist. So we have some back testing things that we're trying to do some back testing and correlation, kind of like get an algorithm going. So we had some of those back test ones. Then we have these information. So they all say FSA info, FSA info, FSA info. So we view these as some interesting information, but not really valuable for saying you want to go long or short or anything. And it's mainly on, only on price movement. So, we could say, just give us all the price movement of all the companies over $1 billion. And, you have the ability to sort it after you get the data. So it's not telling you to go long or short, but it's kind of interesting to find out, who's been doing well and who's been not doing so well, and a whole bunch of different time frames in that screen. Okay, then we have all these long screens, meaning, you're looking to buy these kind of companies. And again, I'm not going to go over each one, but you can see momentum, turnaround, up and comers, different kind of ways to screen for what would be a long, like a buy and hold, or a buy, not necessarily buy and hold. Most recent data, we'll skip over that for now, but I think the next major sector or category is sector. So consumer discretionary, consumer staples, energy, etc. And then short screens. So these are mostly ones with declining metrics. They're not so great. Themes are huge, I find. So automation, big data, cloud, entertainment, fitness, whole bunch of different themes. So there's our preset screens. Bring one in. We'll say let's bring in the cloud one. You click on it, hit open. It loads up the criteria. Again, you don't need to know exactly what this criteria is. It's cloud based, and then you hit screen, and it actually brings in the data here. So you have to wait a moment, and it pings our database, and there's the data finally below. And you can move that data up and kind of cover up the other part of the program, so you can just focus on the data if you like. And I think what's kind of nice is you get to sort it any way you like. So maybe you want market cap, or maybe you want to say, well, what's the highest cash flow IRR companies in the screen, etc. And it's really quick and really easy to use. We really spent a lot of time on the user interface, and I think it's really user friendly. I quite like it. I did want to say, you can export the data too. So if you want to, save this and look at it after you export it to Excel, down here, just go ahead and click that, and you can go into your browser, or I guess it goes to Explorer, and you can save it anywhere on your machine and look at it later. Okay. Went over so now I want to go over another thing. Categories, a little bit different than what we've already done. We did categories in terms of our screens, but categories, if we want to start a new, let's do new. Actually, we'll hit new, and we have several sector or categories, And you can see the first one is automatically open for us, this country and keyword. So you can decide North America, and then you can do Canada. US is automatically checked, and let's say you just wanted US and you uncheck Canada, and now we're just going to look at US. Okay, and then we do have these other regions, but they're actually grayed out. We haven't we don't have that data yet, but if we do, we'll just be able to turn that on. It's already set up in advance. Okay, and then the major categories. All right, general. Well, okay, general. We're gonna have to take a look at it. Basically, market cap, volume, and sectors. That's it. That's all there is. These other ones are kind of self-explanatory. So return on capital, dividends, balance sheet, income statement, margins, capital, quick valuation model, so the stuff that's unique to us, traditional valuation stuff, and then some price changes, so that's like stock price changes. Okay, so now we got over the categories. Now I want to do a screen versus a display is something I want to go over in this one. So let's just do market cap, and we're always going to put in, I'm going to put in a billion, so let's actually put in 1,000 because it says market cap in millions. So if we want a billion market cap, that would be 1,000 million, so just 1,000. Okay, and then we're going to go return on invested capital, and I know this looks confusing, but we'll go over this in the next one. And we're going to say minimum 10%, so they have to earn 10%. Okay, great. This is going to help me show screen versus display. So right now I've got it on screen, so that means they must meet this criteria. They must meet over $1 billion and over 10% return, cash flow IRR. And we're going to screen it, and again it takes a second or two, but still pretty quick. There you go. So we have 861 companies meet that criteria. Again, you can sort it and do whatever you like. Okay, so this was screen, right? And we had 861 companies. Well, let's say we didn't want to necessarily screen on 10%, over 10%. We just want to get the data on every company. So we are still going to screen over $1 billion market cap, but then just display all of the ones no matter what. Even though we have this 10 in here, we don't have it on screen, we have it on display. So just give us the data, in other words. Okay, so this should give us more companies. In fact, there's 2,286 companies. So significant amount of companies do not earn at least 10% cash flow IRR. And then again, you can sort it and do whatever you want and export it, etc., etc. Okay, so I want to talk just a touch on building a screen. I don't want to go too crazy because I think that's handled better in level 2. But let's say this was our screen. You just wanted 10% return on invested capital with $1 billion market cap. Then you just go save as, ask for the name. I'd say something like 1 billion, greater than 10% cash flow IRR, and then you just save it. Okay, beautiful. And then now when I go over to my file, I come over to this side of the house, and 1 billion greater than 10% cash flow IRR is saved. It's forever in your personal screens. Okay, so that's level 1. That's actually quite a bit of information. So stay tuned for level 2. There's a lot more to this.